Many of us believe we've missed opportunities, that certain doors have closed, or that our moment has passed. However, it's important to understand that time is not the ultimate authority, and divine timing is always perfect. You might have experienced detours, hesitations, or setbacks, yet the universe has a way of restoring what appears to be lost. Unlike human perception, divine timing doesn't adhere to a linear clock. Instead, it operates on a spiritual rhythm, capable of redeeming years in an instant if you simply vocalize what you've hesitated to express. People often lose significant time, not due to a lack of talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they fail to articulate the single sentence that could alter everything. They wait for perfect conditions or clear signals instead of speaking their truth. When words are withheld, life tends to follow external circumstances, influenced by appearances, delays, anxieties, and false while your inner self and potential were ready, and abundance was prepared, silence prevailed. Let it be clear, you are not behind schedule, off course, or too far gone. What you perceive as a delay, the divine sees as a redirection. What you consider wasted time is, in a spiritual sense, a training ground. What you thought was a setback was actually preparation. However, these insights only become fruitful when your words align with your inner truth. You've been waiting for circumstances to change, rather than recognizing that your spoken word is the catalyst, not merely a reaction. There exists a statement that can rewrite your history, reset your momentum, and reestablish your connection to divine timing, powerfully manifesting your desires. I will share it with you, explain its usage, and describe its effects. But first, you must release the notion that time has taken something from you. Time cannot diminish the potential of a divinely connected individual. It responds to your spoken word, while the world and your own doubts might suggest it's too late. What is inherently yours cannot be lost. It's not gone, it's waiting for your voice. Speak, and your life will realign. Speak, and the natural rhythm will return. Speak, and what seemed distant will become near. In the spiritual realm, the moment you articulate the right words, the entire universe mobilizes to assist you. You haven't failed, you simply haven't spoken. But now, you will. Silence is not neutral, it's not a state of stillness. When your soul yearns to speak, silence becomes an agreement with delay. Many individuals live by default because they hesitate to declare their destiny. They mistakenly believe that by waiting quietly, life's purpose will simply reveal itself. Yet, purpose isn't discovered through passivity, it's activated by your words. Destiny doesn't emerge from the silence of fear, it arises from the courage of faith. I've witnessed countless individuals hinder their own progress, not because they were unworthy, but because they lacked the courage to command their desires. They observed others progressing, watched opportunities pass, and concluded, perhaps, it wasn't meant to be. This isn't truth. It's a deceptive form of humility. The reality is, they remained silent, and the impartial and responsive laws of the universe acted accordingly. When you don't speak your truth, you are not truly free. You become subject to circumstances, living below your inherent divine rights, like a spiritual supplicant in a realm that belongs to you. There's no benefit in silent suffering, no reward for delay. There is only postponed good, awaiting your declaration. The spoken word initiates spiritual movement, not emotions, not desires, not silence. Only speech activates universal laws. To remain silent when you should speak is to surrender your authority to external appearances. It's to forfeit your inheritance to confusion. Like a ruler who refuses to govern from their throne, you possess the ability to speak, the breath of life, and the power of the word. When you remain quiet in the face of stagnation, you're not practicing patience. You're allowing delay. There's no virtue in remaining voiceless. You weren't created to cautiously navigate through time, hoping to accidentally stumble upon your destiny. You were created to call it forth, to declare, let it be, and observe its manifestation. Every unspoken word is a locked door. Every unexpressed truth is a seed that withers. Every time you choose silence over declaration, you choose aimless, wandering over alignment. It's time to end the silence, to break free from the patterns of delay, and to revoke any agreement you made with fear. You will achieve this not through sorrow or passive waiting, but through speaking. Declare this now. I am no longer silent. I retract every word I failed to say. I speak now, and life reorders itself around my decree. This isn't mere poetry or metaphor. It is fundamental law. This law responds to your voice. It doesn't react to intention alone, but to vibration. So speak, and speak now, for every moment of silence not only delays your good, but also signifies your acceptance of living beneath your potential. Now, I will provide you with the pivotal statement. This isn't just a phrase for your journal, or a simple affirmation. This is a spiritual declaration that penetrates the illusion of lost time, realigns you with divine timing, and commands the return of everything that seems to have vanished. When spoken with faith and rhythm, this sentence has the power to alter your entire timeline by activating the laws of restoration, non-resistance, and divine completion simultaneously. Here it is. Nothing is lost in spirit. I am now divinely redirected. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped. Say it again, slowly, with intention, with boldness, and with sacred authority. Nothing is lost in spirit. I am now divinely redirected. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped. Many people never utter these words. Instead, they say, I missed it. It's too late. I ruined my chance. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. Consequently, they remain constrained, not by truth, but by their own self-imposed statements of delay. Their words become barriers, their speech a trap. They wait for years, unaware that a single sentence could have broken the cycle. Allow me to illustrate. A woman approached me in despair. 5 years prior, she had declined a significant opportunity of partnership, an investment, a life-altering change. Ever since, she believed she had jeopardized her future. She lamented, I had a window, and I let it close. But I rejected that judgment. I gave her the sentence and instructed her to speak it aloud 3 times a day for 21 days, without wavering, apologizing, or compromising. Pure declaration. She began speaking. Nothing is lost in spirit. I am now divinely redirected. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped. On the 8th day, she received a call from a former colleague with a new invitation, one superior to the first, perfectly timed, and precisely what she had desired. The original path had only been a precursor. The new one was the true manifestation. This didn't come through strenuous effort. It came through the power of her words. The universe responded to her declaration and orchestrated unseen forces to serve her. Understand that the spiritual realm does not operate on linear time. It functions according to divine patterns. When your inner pattern is verbalized, when your rhythm aligns with the universe's blueprint, what you believed was gone will return through a different route. This isn't because you earned it, but because you finally spoke as one who knows. Repeat this now. Nothing is lost in spirit. I am now divinely redirected. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped. This is your new timeline. This is your spiritual override. This is the sentence that redeems the years. Once spoken with complete faith, the universal law must comply. You might believe that years have been wasted. You reflect on failed relationships, missed opportunities, and unfinished aspirations, questioning their purpose. But I assure you, in the spiritual realm, nothing is wasted. Nothing is truly lost. All time is redeemable through the spoken word. There is a higher authority than the clock on your wall, a divine timeline that doesn't operate on deadlines, disappointments, or delays. It runs on decree. And what you speak into that timeline becomes law. The law of restoration is not emotional. It's spiritually precise, like mathematics. It doesn't account for your mistakes or tally your failures. It listens solely for the voice of faith, the command of truth, and the sound of your spiritual identity. The moment you speak in alignment with restoration, the law begins to compress time, unearth your blessings, and bring forth what you thought was lost. Let me provide a real-life example. A man approached me, feeling defeated. He had spent 2 decades pursuing a business that never yielded results. He had ignored his inner guidance and resisted every impulse to change course. He confessed, Florence, I wasted 20 years of my life. I responded, you didn't waste 20 years. You simply haven't yet spoken the word that redeems them. I gave him this declaration. My years are not lost. They are restored. Every hour I once misused is now repaid with perfect purpose. He spoke it for 7 days. On the 8th day, he encountered a former client who offered him a new path, an accelerated version of his original vision, complete with all the necessary resources. What would have taken him 10 years to build came together in 10 weeks. Why? Because years are not restored through effort. They are restored through universal law, and law obeys the spoken word. When your voice aligns with truth, what seemed like waste transforms into wealth, confusion becomes clarity, and regret becomes recompense. In the divine mind, there is no lost time, only divinely delayed manifestation, awaiting your word. Say it with me now. My time is not lost. My path is not broken. My years are restored by law. I speak, and what was delayed now appears in divine perfection. Do not lament missed opportunities. Instead, speak over them, redeem them, command them to return. Say aloud, what I missed in fear, I now receive in faith. This is a profound spiritual principle. What you believed you forfeited is now on its way back, faster, fuller, and more firmly established than ever, because you finally spoke the words that invited it home. And so it is. Delay is not caused by external circumstances, it's caused by internal vibration. When you vibrate with hesitation, you attract pause. When you vibrate with fear, you attract stagnation. When your words are muffled by doubt, you enter a state of spiritual limbo. Not because the universe is withholding your good, but because your own voice has suspended its arrival. Now, I will teach you how to reverse delay, not with panic, force, or desperate effort, but with deliberate, rhythmic, spiritual speech. You must learn to address delay as a master instructs a servant, calmly, confidently, and without apology. The universe does not respond to emotional intensity. It responds to spiritual precision. Speak clearly, and doors will open. Speak correctly, and crooked paths will straighten. Speak faithfully, and time will bend to your command. There will be moments when appearances scream, "It's too late." That is your cue not to retreat, but to speak louder in spirit. Address that delay directly. Say, "This is not denial, it is divine rearrangement." Say, "There is no delay in spirit. My manifestation is now being positioned." Say, "My path is being cleared in silence. My supply is arriving in order. I walk in perfect timing, regardless of appearances." Every time you speak in this manner, you override the illusion of waiting. You transform the appearance of stillness into the truth of movement. You remind the universal law of your authority. And the law, being perfect, cannot resist your instruction. Let this become your daily spiritual practice. When doubt arises in the morning, declare, "This is the day of manifestation. I do not wait. I walk in revealed rhythm." When regret whispers in the afternoon, say, "I bless my former path. I now receive greater good with no resistance." When the fear of delay returns at night, declare, "Spirit wastes nothing. What is mine arrives swiftly under grace." This is how you speak as one who governs. This is how you move beyond delay and into manifestation. You don't beg for things to change. You declare that they already have. Speak now. There is no delay. There is only divine orchestration. What I call forth appears because I speak in rhythm with spirit. Let this become your continuous rhythm. Because once you begin to speak this way, not occasionally, but daily, not passively, but powerfully, becomes impossible. The universal law has no choice but to obey the voice that refuses to be contradicted. Now, I speak to you with profound urgency. You have heard the truth. You have received the crucial statement. You have connected with the rhythm of universal law. But none of this will matter unless you embrace this responsibility, unless you act, unless you speak with consistency and command. This isn't about fleeting inspiration or waiting until you feel ready. This is about embracing your inherent authority and deciding, once and for all, that your life progresses at the pace of your spoken word. Therefore, I give you this challenge for the next 21 days. Speak this sentence 3 times a day, without fail, without hesitation, and without apology. Nothing is lost in spirit. I am now divinely redirected. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped. Write it down. Carry it with you. Save it on your phone. Whisper it to yourself. Integrate it into your day like a vital spiritual appointment. Do this not out of superstition, but from a place of dominion. You are not testing the divine. You are activating universal law. And law responds to rhythm, to repetition, and to unwavering belief. You must not speak this once and then revert to fear. You must not speak it once and then contradict it with worry. You must not speak it once and then negate it with doubt. Speak it and solidify it. Speak it and trust. Speak it and act. Here is your practical challenge. Speak the sentence when you wake up. Speak it again at midday. Speak it once more before you go to sleep. Each time, Speak as if the universe is actively listening and preparing to obey, as it is. Speak with reverence, with rhythm, with joy, and expect to witness signs, shifts, and divine interventions within the first 7 days. Because the moment your word becomes law, life begins to reorder itself in your favor. I assure you, you will not complete these 21 days as the same person. Doors will open, regret will dissipate, momentum will build. You won't need to chase what is yours. It will seek you out because your words will have summoned it. You are no longer the one searching. You are the one commanding. You are no longer aimless. You are the governor of your reality, and you no longer live by delay. You live by decree. So rise, speak, declare, and observe what returns. Not because of time, but because of truth spoken into time. Now, we speak not to explain, but to command. Not to learn, but to deeply ingrain. This is the affirmation sequence that solidifies the truth within you. Each sentence is a powerful spiritual affirmation. Each word is a vibration of certainty. Speak them not as questions or wishes, but as divine facts. Speak them with breath, with rhythm, with power. Allow every part of your being to hear this. Let every old belief dissolve. Let every cell respond. Say them now, aloud, slowly, one by one. Nothing is lost in spirit. What is mine returns in greater form. My years are redeemed by law. I am now divinely redirected. I do not wait. I walk in perfect timing. Delay is over. Demonstration begins. My word governs my timeline. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped again. Nothing is lost. I am redirected. It is coming now. Allow the rhythm to guide you. Let the truth resonate within you. These are not merely poetic lines. They are activation codes. Each one cancels an outdated belief. Each one plants a new pattern. You don't need more time. You need a new word. And now that you've spoken it, your world is rearranging. Say this final declaration. I speak, I realign, I receive. Again, I speak, I realign, I receive. One more time. I speak, I realign, I receive. And so it is. Now that you have spoken, maintain this rhythm. Do not revert to silence. Do not retreat into delay. Let your decree become your daily reality. Let the vibration of your words continue until your manifestation is visible, tangible, and undeniable. This is not the conclusion of a message. It is the genesis of a new way of being. Feel free to comment below and write the sentence that restores your time. Nothing is lost in spirit. I am now divinely redirected. What is mine comes swiftly and cannot be stopped. Let your comment be a powerful agreement with universal law. Let your words affirm your new rhythm. Return to this message daily. Listen again, speak again, and re-enter this current of power until your outer world mirrors your inner alignment. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not late. You are in divine positioning now, and your word governs your world. Subscribe not just for more content, but to remain within this powerful vibration. Come back here as often as you need, not to merely recall, but to reignite. This channel is not just a resource, it is a sacred space for your spoken word. Your years were never wasted. They were simply waiting to be called back by your voice. And now you have spoken. The transformation has begun, and nothing can stop it. And so it is.